Let's talk about Filevine versus MyCase legal management software. So we want to do a quick comparison today and really see which legal management software is the best. So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So when you think of overall about which one is better, Filevine or MyCase, basically we have seen in our research is that we've seen that MyCase is more expensive to implement. So the TCO for MyCase is higher than the TCO for Filevine. And when we talk about TCO, we're talking about total cost of ownership, or total cost of implementation plus all the subscription fees and so on and so forth. And so this is what you have to think about. So MyCase really is higher in terms of pricing, but Filevine is rather higher in terms of features. Okay, and so Filevine, for all intents and purposes, has relatively more features than MyCase. But overall, the question is MyCase better? Well, we're gonna answer that, because you can't just analyze these two tools from the angle of pricing. There are way more information that you need to pay attention to. So the thing here is that when you think about Filevine, I want you to think about a tool that lets you communicate clearly without interrupting each other's workflows. We're talking here about a tool that can be implemented in very busy law firms, also in solo practitioners. I mean, solo practitioners can also enjoy Filevine, not a problem. So you are able to share and edit documents. You are able to assign tasks, and you are able to connect calendars to stay in sync and on time. And for us, this is really important, staying in sync and on time. So that's for Filevine. What about MyCase? Well, MyCase is kind of cool also in terms of giving you the solutions you need to sort of instill efficiency in your operation. So MyCase, actually, the customer base for MyCase is larger, because they actually focus on attorneys, paralegals, and other staff members to access critical information and manage firm activities from anywhere or anytime. So here you have the influence of AI-based, not AI, but cloud-based sort of functionalities. So you don't have to be in the office necessarily to actually avail yourself of the tools. And so both Filevine and MyCase offer cloud-based solutions. So this is kind of cool. I just wanted to insist on that, because not every legal software offers that capability. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let's talk about affordability. So affordability in terms of pricing, one thing we have seen in our research is that Filevine does not publish its prices, MyCase does. So based on that alone, we can see that MyCase is a lot better, because anytime you have a legal management software provider who is really transparent with pricing, then you know that they are cheaper. If they start telling you, yeah, we want you to contact sales for a bespoke price, then you know that your budget is going to suffer. Okay, it is what it is now. So basically, yeah, Filevine, as you can see on the screen here, Filevine wants you to contact them. So you do not have the opportunity to have a free trial. You can get a demo though. You can get a demo and see how the software works. And if you like it, you start buying right away. Okay, and so this is kind of cool. But yeah, with Filevine, do not expect any kind of transparency. So based on that alone, again, to repeat here, the MyCase is cheaper from a TCO perspective than Filevine. TCO, total cost of ownership. We're speaking here about, when we speak about cost of ownership, we're speaking about not only the subscription fees you're paying, we're talking about the implementation, we're talking about training, we're talking about customization, we're talking about hardware if needed. Okay, and this is important, but in this case we don't need hardware, because both tools offer cloud-based solutions. And so that's for Filevine. What about MyCase? I want you to look right now on the screen. For MyCase, you have a pretty clear, pretty simple pricing strategy. We'll love that a lot. You have a trifecta of pricing tiers. You have the basic, the pro, and the advanced. For you to really enjoy the juice, to really feel the juice of MyCase, it's better that you have the pro version, because the basic version is kind of cool, but it's better for solo practitioners and also micro firms. But if you want to actually enjoy, you will have to go with the pro. And the one thing I think I said before, that Filevine doesn't offer a free trial. This is true, but with MyCase, you do have a free trial period. So this is kind of fantastic. This is another reason why MyCase, in our view, really wins the game, wins this portion on pricing. Okay, so you have the ability to actually try MyCase for real without giving your credit card information. So this is not a demo. This is for real. You test out, you actually get your feet wet for real using MyCase to see how the software works. Also, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Filevine versus MyCase. Let me talk to you about the features that are really prominent within MyCase and Filevine. So when you think about Filevine, I want you to think about version control, collaboration, document management, task management, document assembly, document indexing, document tagging, and time tracking. And all those features within Filevine really kind of help you in terms of revenue generation, but also revenue tracking, but also workforce automation and process automation. And what we love about the Filevine, especially when it comes to when you analyze the variety of features, and the Filevine really, in the end, instills efficiency and productivity within your firm's operations. This is kind of important because, especially when you have a firm that is a law firm that's very busy, that's working across multiple jurisdictions and multiple cases, you do want to have this automation. This is a welcome reprieve, if you will, when it comes to when compared to the chaos that a very busy law firm generally triggers. And so we love that a lot. So that's for Filevine. What about MyCase? With MyCase, you have version control, for example. You have project collaboration. You have time and expense tracking. You have billing and invoicing, and you have document indexing. So based on the number of features, one might say, well, Filevine has more cases than MyCase, and that is true. That is true, and maybe that's why Filevine is more expensive in our view than MyCase. But one thing I need to say about MyCase is that we love the fact that you have, you have that fact also. You have that fact also within Filevine, but it is more prominent. It is more pronounced in MyCase. The ability to scale, through MyCase is really high. So basically, when you start with a small law firm and as you grow, MyCase is able to grow with you as well, and not a problem. And all the features that you had originally, those features stay intact, if not improved. Okay. For example, with MyCase, if you start at the pro level, where you pay about $69 per month, and you move to the advanced level, you will really unlock more opportunities, more benefits, more possibilities, especially around document management, full text search, and word-based advanced document automation. Let's talk about the audience here. So I want to talk about the target customer size. So when you think about Filevine, basically this legal management software is typically used by law firms, in-house legal departments, and other legal professionals. So we're talking about a constellation, a large variety, if you will, a large variety of legal professionals. Okay, law firms, again, in-house legal departments, and other legal professionals. And that's for Filevine. What about MyCase? Well, MyCase legal management software primarily serves small to medium-sized law firms and solo practitioners in a variety of industries. So Filevine is for all kinds of legal professionals, but MyCase is specifically built for law firms. You got to be in the industry. You got to be active in the industry to really appreciate MyCase's offers. Now, when we talk about Filevine, you need to understand that Filevine is kind of cool also in terms of helping you track the source of client leads, set out intake scripting for new lead arrivals, and evaluate marketing expenditure. For us, this is kind of important because you are able to have a bird's eye view of your operational efficiency. And most importantly, whether you're making money or whether you are actually losing money on certain cases, on certain clients, and so on and so forth. You also want to really think about revenue, like revenue per attorney. So what we call attorney profitability. Okay, so this is kind of important. And the categories here, when we talk about Filevine, you have strategic planning, reporting, communications, and case management. What about MyCase? Well, MyCase really, it's as I said before, you have small to medium-sized law firms, and key features that you want to expect, especially when it comes to what we call features in action within MyCase, really revolve around document, legal practice, and contacts management, time and expense tracking, client portal, payment integration. This is kind of cool. So MyCase seems to actually be focused primarily on all kinds of law firms. including the small and medium sized. Okay, so billing and invoicing, check. Strategic planning, check. Case management, check. Document management, check. Team collaboration, check within MyCase. So this is really, really cool. Most, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about Filevine versus MyCase legal management software. Let's talk about specs here. So what are the specifications of Filevine versus MyCase? So when you think about Filevine, first of all, you have a pricing wise, you're looking at 2 out of a 1 to 10. So 2 to 3 in our view, okay? And it's one of those things where, again, I want to insist on the fact that with Filevine, you have all kinds of businesses, including in-house law departments and also legal researchers. In terms of platforms that you can actually deploy Filevine on, you have desktop, mobile, and cloud. This is kind of cool. And so this is really for Filevine. What about MyCase? With MyCase, in terms of pricing, you are looking at 2 to 3 out of 10. Although I've said before that MyCase seems to be cheaper than Filevine, and that is true. But sometimes when you add the third-party integrations, when you add the pricing for plugins, prices tend to go up. Not only with Filevine, but also with MyCase. Okay, but with Filevine, I want you to think about the fact that you have okay, small and medium-sized businesses. So those constitute the target audience. But at least with Filevine, with MyCase rather, you have pricing transparency. So for us, this is really important. If pricing transparency is kind of important for you also, then you would rather go with MyCase as long as its features, the software features actually fit your specific needs. Okay. And one thing I also need to say is that, again, I think I've said this before, but I feel the need to insist on it, that those two tools allow you to scale big time. So it's one of those things where, because a lot of law firms, especially the smaller law firms, they're really anxious about growing, because they are thinking, well, if I grow too fast, will my current tech stack allow me to sort of really be like to follow through everything? So they are willing to just grow slowly. No, when you have a scalable software tool, you can grow real fast, and that's not a problem because the software will adapt to your operational configuration. So if your law firm has 10 lawyers, you're good to go. If your lawyers have 1,000 lawyers, overnight, you are still good to go with the right software. And good thing is, Filevine and MyCase offer that level of scalability. Let me talk to you about the value added here. So where does Filevine add value? Where does MyCase add value? And so I've already established the fact that MyCase is cheaper than Filevine. So now let's look at the features, because it's not just pricing you got to look at to make a decision. You also got to look at features. You got to look at customer service and so on and so forth. When you think about Filevine really kicks a lot of butt when it comes to a version control. So they add a lot of value when it comes to version control. So you are able to control all kinds of versions, especially when it comes to case matter and matter management. Collaboration is another biggie within Filevine. We love that a lot, especially in a cloud-based environment where lawyers are not always working in the same office. So the collaboration is really preeminent here, and it is a welcome criterion. You also have document management within Filevine, which is really great. So in terms of introducing AI-driven sort of document management, this is kind of cool. You also have task management. So when we talk about task management in general, we're speaking about productivity, profitability, and consistency. So this is not just doing something overnight and having success. No, it's all about let's say a long-standing commitment to productivity. And Filevine kind of helps you do that in terms of task management and document assembly and document indexing. Also key criteria, if you will, within Filevine. We love that a lot. And so is document tagging. So within Filevine, you are able to tag documents, tag important documents as you are initiating your litigation or as you are navigating your litigation. Let me drink some water here. All right, thank you. And the thing is that when we talk about Filevine, we also think about time tracking. So time tracking is really important because again, this ties back to profitability. This ties back to revenue per attorney. So this is kind of important, and it's one of those things where you have to constantly sort of track not only the time but also the expense, because you want to be able to look at billable versus non-billable hours. And you also have contract management, which is another feature within Filevine. So this is really cool, and it's really good, especially when it comes to scalability. Let's talk about MyCase here. So MyCase, for all intents and purposes, has about 11 features, 11 prominent features based on our calculation. So you have a version control within MyCase. You have project collaboration. We always love project collaboration because this sort of feature foster a collaborative environment, especially when you have a large team of busy lawyers who are working from multiple offices, multiple jurisdictions. You have time and expense tracking. Really is this is a criterion that you want to pay attention to if revenue generation and revenue tracking is important to you. You have billing and invoicing. We love that a lot also when it comes to tracking invoices. Okay, and document indexing and tagging is also, those two are important within MyCase as they are in Filevine. So here there is nothing new. But you have document management. So document management sort of ties into the automation that your firm should look at when really onboarding MyCase onto its existing tech stack. You have time tracking by clients is really important. Time tracking and time tracking by clients are important because you want to analyze revenue revenue per attorney. You want to also track, like big time, you want to track profitability, but also billable versus non-billable hours, okay? And this is important, therefore, to track certain things. What about task management? Another important element here, another important criterion, so to speak, where you are able to see exactly what's really happening at the client level. So we love that a lot. And you also have a vendor client portal within MyCase, which really gives you like a transparent view, a transparent, I would say, ecosystem to sort of deal with your vendors and clients, which you need anyway. But the cool thing is that MyCase does have a very secure vendor and client portal. By the way, you have the same tool, the same thing also in Filevine, but and they both offer a AES 256-bit military grade / banking grade security protocols. So you can bet that within that portal, anything that flows in and out of that portal, that client portal or vendor portal, is secure. Okay, your data is secure, and so is your client's data. Not a problem. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was giving you a quick Filevine versus MyCase compare and contrast. So I gave you the overview, the affordability, the features that actually come in either software, the audience, the specs you need to pay attention to. So Filevine specifications, MyCase specifications, and I've closed today's conversation by giving you the value added. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.